Okay, so today we are learning about basics of HTML markup. HTML fundamentals. Building blocks of the web. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which means that it is a markup language that defines the structure as well as the content of the web pages. It provides a framework for creating the layout as well as the elements that users see and interact with. The basic fundamental block we are used to organize or to design a web pages are HTML elements, and in this session we are learning about the basic HTML elements as well as the advanced HTML elements. Okay, so this PPT will encompass of tags, attributes, content which work together to define the structure, appearance and the functionality of the web pages. Starting with the anatomy of an HTML document, it means that how our HTML structure look like. The first part is doc type declaration, which specifies the HTML version. The second is the HTML element, which is also considered as the root of the document. Third one is the head section, which contains the meta informations like the links to the style sheets, okay, title of our HTML document and many things that we will discuss later. Fourth part is the body section, which is the visible content of the web page. The content which we will include in the body section is all visible in our HTML web pages. Oh, it is a simple HTML document. First, here it is the doc type HTML which describes the which HTML version you use. The this line is defining that the latest HTML5 is being used here. Now, HTML, which is the root of the HTML document, head. Inside the head, there is a title element which specifies the page title, and now comes to the body part. The content which we are writing inside the body part, that is, I write that my first heading, my first paragraph. These all are actually visible in our web pages. Now, HTML tags and elements. What are the tags in HTML? Tags are the fundamental building blocks of the HTML. They define the start and the end of an HTML in a HTML document. Structure. The tags are enclosed within the angle brackets. Example, this HTML head, P which stands for the paragraph tag. Types of the tags. In HTML, there are basically three types of tag: opening tags, closing tags, as well as self-closing tags. Self-closing tags means that they do not need any closing tag to complete them. Elements in HTML. An HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. It means that everything from opening tag to the closing tags is defined as a HTML element. Nesting of HTML elements can also be done here. Here I give an example of opening tag, closing tag, and there is content between them, which is this is a paragraph. So overall this all is specify that it is a HTML element. Semantic markup, improving the content structure. There are the three basic content structure elements which we will be discussing here. First, heading elements, which is very important for structuring of the heading section in our document. Second, paragraph element, which organize text into meaningful paragraphs. And third is the list elements, which is used for presenting the information in a structure and a organized way in points. HTML headings. HTML headings are defined with H1 to the H6 tags. H1 defines the most important heading, whereas the H6 defines the least important headings. Here's an example I have showcased here that from H1 to H6, it is the hierarchy of the heading, which is heading 1 is most important and the size is also bigger. As we are moving ahead to the H6 part, the size is also decreasing, which means that the priority is also decreasing in the HTML headings. If we try to give H7 as a tag, then it will do not consider any changes. Basically, H1 to H tags are considered in our HTML document. Essential HTML tags: text, links, and the list. Text formatting. For text formatting, many elements are used such as bold, italic, underline and the other styles. Hyperlinks are used in HTML document for navigating between the different web pages. List. Organize them the document in a structured manner. HTML formatting elements. There are many formatting elements which we are used in our HTML document for displaying special type of text. First one is B element, which means that bold text. Important text we are in it is strong element. I stands for italic, EM emphasis text, mark for marked text, small for smaller text, DL for deleted text, INS for inserted text, SUB sub for the subscript text, SUP sub for the superscript text. These all are the formatting elements and these are the self-closing text. This means that they not do not need any closing text for completing them. HTML links and HTML paragraphs. HTML links are also known as the hyperlinks. HTML links are used to navigate between the web pages or a section of the web pages. It means that in our web page, if we want to navigate to some other page, then HTML links are being used. Links are created using the anchor tag, we symbolize as here. Angular brackets inside the symbol A is enclosed, which specify the anchor tag. Key attributes of the links. In using the anchor tag, the attribute we are used with, with it is href, which is hypertext reference. The href or href attribute specify the URL of the destination page. Example, anchor tag a href equals to http example.com, visit example, and anchor tag is closed. So the href is specifying the URL where our destination page or where the this anchor tag or this link is going to take us. So it is the URL of the destination page. So in summary, I think that HTML links are used for navigating the web pages and it is very important for the dynamic structure of our HTML. HTML paragraphs. Paragraphs in HTML are used to structure and organize the content. Each paragraph is defined using the paragraph tag, which is symbolized as angular brackets inside a letter P. Okay, syntax of HTML paragraph. First, opening tag, then it is closing tag of P, and between them the content of the paragraph goes there. What we have to write in the paragraph is have to write in between the closing and the opening tag of paragraph. So this is the HTML paragraph and HTML link. HTML list. What are HTML lists? HTML lists are used to organize the content into a structured format. They are great for displaying the items in a sequential or unordered manner. Types of list: ordered list and unordered list. First, ordered list. It displays the items in a numbered format. Each list item is enclosed in a list item tag, which is angular bracket inside li. Example is given here of ordered list. The output we are getting in a number format like 1, 2, 3. We can change it also like A, B, C, D. It means that what we are listing is a proper numbering is done here. In case of unordered, we are not displaying any type of numbering but instead displaying items with the bullets are described as an unordered list. Each list item is enclosed in a list tag and unordered list tag is used here. Example, you can see here the output here it is item A, B, C, and here it is of defining in the bullet points, not a numbering as like as type is as ordered list. So these are the HTML list. HTML tables. HTML tables are used to display the data in a structured format using the rows and the columns. So basically table is what? It is the rows and the columns and we are inserting the data in it. Tables are defined using the table tag. The key tag in a table. There are many tags which are used in the inside the table tag, which is also known as a nesting of element as I discussed earlier. So the key tags in tables which defines the rows. TR defines the row. TH defines a header cell, bold and centered by default. TD defines the data cell. So basic table structure. Here is the example or is a format of a basic table structure. Here first of all inside the table tag it is a TR tag which is for the rows, TH for the header section and TD for the data cells which we have to write in inside the columns. The output of this table structure you can see here is header 1, header 2, data 1 and data 2. We can expand it and we can customize it and we can create as our own by using many things using these tags. So this is all about HTML tables. HTML forms. HTML forms are very useful for gathering the user inputs. This is what our simple basic HTML form look like. First of all, the example is username, password, and you can submit. HTML forms are used in general cases. For example, student login, user registration. You can see HTML forms in your day-to-day, everyday life. Parts of HTML forms. Input fields. It collect the text, numbers, email address, maybe passwords. Checkboxes allows multiple selections from a list of options. Radio buttons enable single selection from a group of options. Submit button send user data to the server. Key HTML form elements. First of all, form tag. The form tag is the container for all form elements. The attributes which are used within the form tag are action and method. Action attribute is the target URL where is the server located for sending or the getting the response of a form. Method like get or post. Get method is something like we have to retrieve the data from our database, or post is something that the user it is a type of input that we are used for sending or inputting the data into the database. Now input tag. The input it is used for the different types of user inputs. For example, your input can be of text type, password is checkbox, radio buttons. Text area for multi-line text input. Select drop down a list for multiple choices. Button input type submit. It is used for submit the form to the server. Example use cases that you are seeing in your everyday life for HTML form, which is user registration form, login forms, survey or feedback form, contact form, and many more are there. So, finally, the conclusion and the next steps. First, explore the HTML resources. The best resources you can get here in the is internet is W3 schools, free code camp, MD and web docs. You can recommend it for learning HTML. Second part is practice building the web pages. Start with the simple pages and gradually increase the complexity. Third, learn CSS and JavaScript. HTML is kind of a structure, it defines a structure. But for enhancing the styling and functionality of your web pages, you want that your web page looks more attractive. So you can learn CSS and JavaScript ahead. Okay, so this is about HTML language, the basics of HTML markups. Thank you.